Hello, my name is Pam Nelson, and I'm excited to present to you today the Bracane Company and to thank you for allowing me to attend and be a part of the Chiba University Business Summit. And to Jethro, thank you for the invitation for us to be a part of such a great event. I wanted to tell you a little bit about Bracane Company. We are a CRO based in Plano, Texas. We began this journey in 2002 and have enjoyed working with our many clients and customers over the years. Did you know that over 300,000 clinical trials are registered to be conducted each year? That is a lot of trials with a lot of information that is retained by our companies, as well as the costs that it may take to generate that many clinical trials from a global perspective. However, research also shows that 87% of all clinical trials that start each year underperform for various reasons. It may be related to the conduct of the clinical trial, project management, patient recruitment, inclusion criteria, exclusion criteria, staffing, and a host of other reasons are why clinical trials typically underperform. However, companies often generate a lot of effort in order to meet those requirements, and they seek out companies such as Bracane, a CRO, in order to help them to meet their needs as well as identify the support for conducting clinical trials in various countries and in various stages. Bracane has a very high competitive advantage, that being our reliability, efficiency, consistency across the industry, responsiveness to our clients, our quality assurance program that we run in-house in ensuring that projects are on time and on budget, as well as talent development in order to identify top talent that is needed to participate as project team members, as well as start and ending the projects with subject matter experts. We're also very resourceful and experienced in conducting a wide variety of clinical trials across a number of phases. I started the company back in 2002 and coming in with over 30 years of experience, of industry experience, as well as healthcare experience. That leads to us having a foundation that's strong and imperative that's needed in this market. We also have a very dedicated professional team. Our in-house team consists of 5 CRAs, or clinical research associates. We also have regulatory associates, data management staff, quality managers, project managers, medical monitors, and a host of consultants that we use in order to bring full service CRO products to our clients. Today, Bracane has conducted over 300 studies, or even more, when we look at the small number of projects that we've done that were not related to clinical research, but had a clinical research backing to it. Our biggest area of projects consists of phase 1 study or early phase, and then we also do quite a few of the phase 3 studies, which are large registration trials typically. Our primary focus has been in oncology. However, we do work across other therapeutic areas, including clinical nervous system, metabolic disorders, cardiovascular, and then health outcomes. It's in order to help better understand some of the challenges that companies may have, I could talk about a couple of case studies where Bracane has been able to help companies to meet their regulatory requirements and then move forward with trying to reach the marketing of their product. One is a small biotech hired Bracane in order to provide a CNS study to get them to up and running so that they could be prepared to go to market. We submitted and supported the company to write their protocol, submit their IRB documentation, site selection, project management, and regulatory document collection and management, as well as the monitoring and data collection. Overall, this was a full service project for us in order to complete. We'd like to talk about it in the record time in which we were able to get this this project up and running, which was about 52 days for the first patient to be enrolled. This was a US-based study and using a central IRB, so things were able to go pretty quickly. The trial was completed successfully, and our customer was quite happy with our results. We've had other challenges where we've had to work with companies who were expecting or wanting to go to the FDA for their regulatory submission. And in doing so, prior to that, they had contacted Bracane in order for us to provide some audits to see if what their inspection readiness was. And so we were able to provide clinical operations and site audits for them, looking and developing a gap analysis, and then conducting mock audits for them to do in the event and when they were meeting with the regulatory agency. The company was inspected by the FDA, and even though there were some findings that we had identified prior to the FDA in doing the inspection, however, working with them, we were able to provide the support that they needed in order to meet those challenges and answer the requirements and questions that the FDA had brought to them. So what are some of our other services? We do feasibility and site selection, identifying sites in a number of countries, whether it is from working with sites in Japan, working in sites in South Korea, working in Australia, or even in the US. So we're able to globally identify sites that can support clinical trials, as well as work on the informed consent and documents specific to those country needs. We also do the site contract and budget negotiation, work with study file setup, that being the trial master file in a TMF, and we use the DIA model in order to do that, and then work with local authorities and sponsors to help identify specific with the site personnel and then support them throughout the study startup period. For the clinical monitoring and site management, we also do monitoring of the clinical study, whether it's from the initiation to closure, identifying risk-based models for the limited monitoring that we're now facing in some areas, primarily due to COVID, or in some instances, just because the clinical trials are at a low risk. We do work with our clients to identify those areas where we can do centralized monitoring or review of data, limiting, of course, the time that a monitor may be on site, but giving that monitor enough time when they are on site to focus on the things that are needing to be done. Our support also includes patient recruitment. We have worked with some of our clients in identifying specific needs that they have for patients that may be facing rare disease. We conduct online surveys to collect that data and then submit it and help patients to enroll in the clinical trials, as well as lead them to different sites where they're able to enroll for the studies. We also have a database management for safety, where we can send out and manage the SUSARs that may be generated on clinical trials, and our medical monitors help write the packets that are needed for that distribution for the investigators to know and meet the regulatory requirements across the agencies and in the different countries that we may work across. And then, of course, we also help our sites with the inspection readiness and site audits, as we mentioned before. We ensure that our clients are compliant with GCP and ICH guidelines, but in addition to that, we also look at the MHRA and EU components as well. The site audit preparation does include areas for us to identify whether that inspection may be in the European countries, where we may have to prepare them for the EMA submission and review, or in another country that is operated and managed by the MHRA, and then or the FDA. We do global project management. We also do study rescue and issue resolution. The issue resolution tends to be like, what's going on? We can go in at any level or at any point in a clinical trial and review that process of whether or not that trial is performing on time, or if what is really the problem for the study to not be moving forward. And so we can get in that space. We also help companies to identify why they can't get things to market, or what's the best course of action. So we identify all these types of issues, offer recommendations for solutions, benchmark with other projects that have been ongoing to try to move things forward and get the projects back on target. We have medical monitors, as we have indicated, and then an extensive network of partners to provide a full scope and service capabilities to our clients. So what is it like to work with Bracane Company? We look at it from the impact of one, so that you have a single contracting solution whereby all the services that you need, if we don't provide those services in-house, that we're contracting with the vendor in order to provide those services for our clients. And then we use a transparent pricing model. We believe in providing you with the ultimate solution in order for you to meet your project needs, as well as providing that in a transparent model to know how we're pricing, why we're pricing the things that we do, so that our teams can follow you and you can be able to track what it is that we're doing throughout that whole process. Our clients also represent a very diverse community, as well as our employees. And so we believe that by partnering with Bracane, we're bringing about a change to the economic ability for us to maintain and rebuild communities and stabilize the growth in some of those areas as well. As I had mentioned, we work across globally. A lot of our projects have been in Uganda, Ghana, Canada, and several areas within the US. We often work with minority-based populations, and we work with those physicians who work with minority patients. And so by bringing that extra value to the communities, it helps to build economic stability, as well as bring a level of support to those communities. So how do you move forward with Bracane? It's very simple for us. It is just simply contacting us and submitting your idea either from our website or giving us a call. You can even email me and we can schedule a time to meet and discuss the projects that you have that we may be able to provide support. Again, I want to thank you for an opportunity to speak to you today and look forward to meeting you again soon.